Hey guys, hey Bougie Gang, what's going on? Hey Bougie Gang, your lunch is ready. What's going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a great day so far, guys. It's Thursday. It's the last week of school here where I am, and Sis is very happy. Sis is thinking about all of the things and shenanigans she can get into now that Sarah and I don't have some place to be at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay? Isn't that wonderful for us? What a good summer for Bougie Gang. Hello? Look at your phone. If you just happen to stumble in here, welcome, 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 welcome. You guys call me Fran. My name is Francoise, but you guys call me Fran. We are called Bougie Gang, and welcome to Real Talk Bougie, where we do that real talk bougily. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. What are y'all eating for lunch? Drop it in the chat. Okay. Look, guys, I have a quick update. I don't know. Look, I've been busy. You guys know I was over on Love Lies and Lace Fronts. I had to go because the organizer lady was here. Guys, when you see these aesthetically pleasing, what is aesthetically going on over here? Ooh, baby. Okay. That's the tea. The tea is that the drawers are aestheticing. Okay. They are aesthetically being organized. Okay. And Sis is very happy. Because it needed it, you know. Um and it just gives you a different headspace as someone who enjoys really being in the kitchen. um I I needed even just a spring-ish type cleaning type situation. It's worth it. It's very much worth it. Look at that: turkey wraps, ramen noodles, turkey ham and Swiss. That's my favorite. That is my favorite. I loves a good club. Um, it's giving bougie. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like just Nikki, that's just what it is. Like sis needed a helper. And sometimes you can't always expect everyone to come help you. Sometimes you got to pay for that help, right? I don't just I We talked about that earlier on Love Lies and Lace Fronts. I don't talk it, I walk it. Okay. I don't just talk it, I walk it too. So yeah, sometimes you can't always just expect everyone to drop what they're doing and come help. Sometimes you got to pay. So sis came through for 2 hours, the lady, and she's very helpful. And it's just and what helps me the most, I'm gonna be honest with all of you, is that it's 2 hours. I was just telling this to my husband. Like my breakthrough in all of that is that I didn't pick up my phone. And it's not like she's my instructor or anything. It's just we know what the game plan is. We are organizing because I've got like 5 big pull-out drawers, and I wanted one to be specifically for kitchen tools, one for like wrapping supplies like foil paper, wax paper, parchment paper, all of the storage bags, things like that. Um, and so 4 of the 5 drawers are organized really nice. I ordered some stuff from Amazon. I'll take some pictures of the drawer. I'm kind of proud. I'm a little bit proud. We took out 2 boxes of trash because 5 drawers, one drawer specifically was a junk drawer, and took out lots of screws and nails and all those things like junk drawer type stuff, right? Lots of packets of damn soy sauce and duck sauce, things of that nature. So I'll show you guys. I'll take a few pictures. Just wait. Let me finish like tomorrow and Wednesday with this little project, and I'll show you guys. And it's not to just be aesthetically pleasing, it's really to be functional. I talked about it on Love Lies and Lace Fronts. I'm not going to bore you guys with it here. But it helps. It's nice that it is aesthetically pleasing, but it's better that it's just functional. So that's what I needed. So anyway, I did a live for a little over an hour. I just did 2 hours, and then I just talked to my husband for like 15 minutes, and now I'm live with you guys. I do have something from I think I have some prayer situation, prayer partner video waiting for me at my PO box. So that's that on that. Um get into that. I would love for some organization, but my family will not follow suit. You know what, Make Beauty Forever? I think it's one of those where you have to lead the way. They may be resistant to it, but if it makes like it makes sense. It's not like, oh, let's tear the whole kitchen apart. And maybe for some people that's what it is, but it was really it's more like to me what it felt like, especially last week when we did like two because I did like 5 hours last week. I don't think I told you guys, but last week I did 3 hours on one day and 2 hours on another day. Um, it felt like playing concentration. Remember like that game where you flip over the card and you start flipping over a series of cards and you remember where something is? I felt like I was playing like concentration in my kitchen. Like, oh, I have this type of item in damn four places or three places, or, and then just really match it. And then also on top of all of it, because I do find time to make like, I can find time to be busy all day. The other thing for me is just dedicated time. Nobody had to tell me not to take my phone, but I left my phone here in the office and I went in the kitchen and we worked for 2 hours. Boom, done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Last week, 3 hours, I was exhausted and I said, "You know what? 3 hours is a bit too much." Because I got lunch with Bougie Gang pretty much every day. So I scheduled 2 hours this week and I scheduled another 2 hours for next week. So and then I think after next week I'm gonna have her come back in like a month. So anyway, but it's worth it. If you can, and I found this lady on Angie's list. Angie's Lift. I was just kind of like, I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to look for. I Googled it and Angie's List came up and I figured, oh yeah, they vet people out. They recommend people that have gone through their process. So let me start there. They gave me like three names. I whittled it down to two names. One person called me right away, and then the other people, maybe I think they emailed me back, we've never touched base, and the person who's working with me is the one who early bird caught the worm. You know what I'm saying? So this was our third time meeting, and then we'll do another one next week, and then I think I'm going to probably take a break. um and figure out what my next projects are. But it's good if you know what you want to do, like, hey, I want to do these cabinets. We organized all my lower kitchen cabinets to begin with, and then we just did the drawers, and then the next, I think we're going to finish that up in the countertops, and then we're going to go into the overflow pantry area, and have her help me with that. But um Angie's List is like, um now they're kind of like an online research source, but Angie's List, I guess it's always been a resource. Anyway, we can talk more about it offline because I know people checking in for this aren't checking for that. So um I guess we can talk about that on Love Lies and Lace Fronts or something, since it's more like homemaker mom central ish type stuff. Um do you shop together for organizers? No, I bought some stuff. I was watching a YouTube channel that I love to watch called Acre Homestead, ACRE, um, Homestead. And she does a lot of gardening, but she does a lot of cooking. She's just a home cook, self-trained, read cookie cookbooks. She loves to cook. Got laid off over the pandemic and her channel blew up. She's got almost 500,000 subscribers now. Her name's Becky. She lives in, I think, Washington State, and she just loves to cook. And she keeps a nice, fresh, uncluttered kitchen, and I like it. But I love her gardening, but she takes a lot of stuff out of her garden and cooks fresh a lot. Barbara, you watch Becky? I love Becky, right? I love how unproblematic Becky is, because Becky doesn't even, you wouldn't even know she has a baby in the house. Becky is all about her kitchen and that and I mean that in the sense that she is all about her family, but what she shows to YouTube, she's an unproblematic YouTube channel because no matter how bad people want to see the baby, look at the baby, talk about the baby, do baby talk, all the things, she doesn't do it. It's let's get into this recipe. Let's see this food preservation project. We just picked some stuff out in the garden. Let me show you. Like she sticks to the script. Okay. People who have problems with their YouTube channels and people start trolling you and all that stuff, it's because you went off script somewhere. Anyway, let's get back on my script, okay? We'll talk about that more if you guys want to talk about organization and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be happy to share with you. Like, I think it's like I said, the main thing that has helped me has been really designated and dedicated time and sticking with it and having a buddy. What I realized too about me is that sometimes when I have a project, I like a buddy. Okay. For as independent as I am and as much of a self starter as I am, I love a buddy to help me with doing stuff. Right. Anyway, let me welcome all of you here. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of lunch chat on this afternoon. So I know someone's going to be bothered by it, but it's okay. I'll make sure to put a chapter in at 13 minutes. That this is when we really got started. Let me put a marker. Okay. I just put myself a marker. So I'll put 13 minutes. Welcome Bougie Gang to lunch and free chat. Okay. All right, guys, let's get into it real quick. I wanted to bring something to your attention. I went and checked the docket and I did see some new things on here to my surprise. I believe so. Earnest's next court date on the RICO is in October, guys. Hold on, I need to get the date. Let's get into it. It's called body doubling. Yes. So I am worthy. She just told me that sometimes she has a group on Facebook or belongs to a group on Facebook, and that when she wants to get something done, there are partners that you can reach out to that might be on like FaceTime with you and you guys are like working together and things like that. So yeah. Absolutely. So I was kind of like, that's interesting. But yeah, I knew that about me. Like anything, like I like to do stuff with a friend. Like I just um thank you, Fun Travels with Shay. I appreciate you dropping that. Thank you. Thank you. So I guess we're good here, huh? Well, Fun Travels with Shay just dropped it. It is October 2nd at 9:30. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Let's see. Let's see. As I said, I love doing stuff with a buddy. So yes. Let's see. Okay, so trial date. So what they say, final plea. So final plea is when we're going to put in the guilty, not guilty, um, and such. Hold on one second. You're welcome. Thank you, sis. I'm thanking you. Look at our pretty friend. Bougie Gang has the prettiest, them pretty folk all over the place. Hi, be nice. Hey, Lisa. Hey, boo. Hey, Lisa, boo. Shay Bay, what is going on? How's everybody doing, guys? I hope everyone's doing well, enjoying your day. It's beautiful here. It was very gloomy earlier, and on today, it is beautiful. Okay. It cleared up, the sun is out, everything. Okay, this is the deal. Um, October 2nd, 2024. I'm getting ready to you see what I'm doing? If you guys are keeping up with this type of stuff, this is exactly what I'm doing right now, girl. I don't think it's gonna show you guys. I don't think, but let's hold on. Can you guys see that? Hold on. Man, I was trying to be cute. Isn't it gonna give me the create an event? I lost it. I hate when I do that. Anyway, all right, let me create my event. Let me put it right in my calendar. You guys go to your calendars right now, October 2nd. This is what keeps us on track, guys. Do it when it's happening. So put that, just copy. I'm going to put this in the chat. Go ahead and copy and paste that into your thingamabob, into your phone, because you guys know that you're keeping up with these things, right? And what other information do we need? We need this. I like to just put it in my calendar. That way I don't even have to remember to try to remember. Okay. Put that right in my calendar and notify me 1 week ahead. And you know what else I'm going to do for Bougie Gang is that I'm going to put it in a draft to post the day before court. So you guys can comment that. Is Pam in the chat? Oh, hey Pam, I see you. Hey sis. I'm going to put that in the what's it called, for a tickler, so that the day before court you guys can comment. Court's not today, it's tomorrow. I was like, yo, I'm going to make sure I get my verbiage like, guys, this is just a reminder. This is just a reminder. Look at our good sis Pam joined us. Guys, yesterday I was talking about and Ericka King is on here too. It's on her docket as well. We're going to go over to that one. I don't know if this is old news at this point this morning. But this hold on one second. I don't know if this is old news or not, but so they set a date for October 2nd. And then we talked about the opposition to the gag order that was posted, I think, on the 4th. We talked about that a little bit yesterday, but and then Ericka King, I'm going to have to switch screens to show you Ericka King's. You know that she has court scheduled for later this month. She's also on the docket for that date as well. Give me just a second to pull that up. Let me see what Pam said. Did I miss something? I saw all the scales of justice and I was just like, yes, we're scheduling the court date. It didn't even hit me. Oh, October. Well, I think when they said 6 months for trial, but keep in mind, 6 months for trial is going to be, what was that? 6 months for trial would be November, right? But this is a final plea. So if they're getting it in at the end of October, then maybe the thought is that we can get something on the books in November. And I think sometimes what I've seen, and I know, this is based on what I've seen, when they are in pretrial or moving to trial, they're going to ask the lawyers, like, how long do you think it's going to take for you to put on your case? And they may say, we need 5 days, we need 10 days, we need 3 weeks, that kind of stuff. So maybe it's possible that if they get through this final plea and setting trial date, then maybe it'll be sooner than later. It might be November. But initially he said 6 months to trial. So I guess he's got 4 months to figure out, to look through all of this paperwork. Let me see. Picking the jury is the beginning of the trial. Okay. So hey to everyone coming in. We've got Pam, the law intellect, in the chat. Pam, welcome, welcome, welcome. We appreciate all the great work that you do. Okay, real quick, let me just talk about something too that so I left out a big piece. So you guys know, and if you hadn't seen it, I'll drop the link. I think I dropped the link to it. It's in the community wall. But when when Pam did the coverage of Ericka King the other day, she did stay, her coverage consisted of the Ericka King portion of that plea day, right? So for Ernest Williams and Ericka King. So there was additional information. And I think so. We saw that later. Initially, we saw Pam out in front of Fulton County with Ericka King, and Ericka King stated she was putting in a plea. Later that evening, when Pam went live, we saw the video of what happened in the courtroom. And yesterday, when I was talking, I smushed all of that together. So I may have given the impression that that information was relayed directly to Pam. So Pam, I'm so glad you're here. My bad for putting that all together because that was information that was gathered through sitting and watching the proceedings, which were videotaped for us. So we all got to see that as it happened. It wasn't something that was like sidebar relayed out, out on the stoop in front of Fulton County. So my bad because when I listened to the playback, I was like, I guess I did skip a couple things when I said that. And I just kind of caught that myself. And I was like, let me clear the deck on that because I didn't want to, like, it was bothering me. So I wanted to just kind of clarify. So my bad on that. I knew what I was saying, and I think I was talking, what I mean? I didn't expand all of that and clarify that one thing wasn't another. So my bad. But you guys, if you're keeping up, you guys saw all of that. But I just want to clarify too for the new people who may not have seen that. And I'll share the video. So both videos are definitely must see if you are watching this and keeping up with this case, because not only did the YouTube streets, i.e. Pam, get an opportunity to meet Ericka King and give us a visual of what Miss King looks like today, but also through sitting through the entire proceedings, at least the parts that were pertinent to us, we got to get some additional information firsthand and see the legal process, which a lot of us enjoy that. So that was pretty awesome. So thanks again, Pam. We appreciate that. And thank you guys. CW, thank you for gifting a friend. We appreciate that. I'm free to be me. Yes, you just got a membership. So you guys, most notably right now, if you're just now coming in, what I want you guys to know is to mark your calendar. October 2nd, Nesto and them are going back to court. Okay. Let me pull up the screen so you guys can see. It's right here. 88. Do you guys so sidestep on that? Do you guys think that potentially Sonya was having a premonition, or was she dreaming of Will Wooten? I think she was mad at Majeski because she's always got Majeski's name in her mouth. But was she having a dream about Will Wooten coming for Nesto and i.e. coming for her? And she's mad because that's how I took it. Okay. And that Miss King is on there too. Let me pull up Miss King's docket real quick. She has a court date coming up this month, but she also, and maybe that is going to be when she accepts her plea deal. Now, I'm not even going to get into all them shenanigans about what was said, what was not said. We like receipts. And at the end of the day, so it's going down. It's going down. Ma'am has a date scheduled sooner than later, and we're going to just see. I mean, at the end of the day, we can speculate and all of those things, but I cannot. I can't substantiate anything because I'm boots in the clouds. I'm not boots on the ground. I'm in the clouds, and if it's not in the cloud. If it's not on the docket, well, we have to wait. And that's part of the fun. I think that's part of the interesting part about watching cases and kind of keeping up with what's going on. We're not going to know everything. You know what I mean? I think people are always like sometimes bothered when they have those sidebar or you hear about the in-camera conversations. It's like, what was going on? What were they talking? We're not going to know everything. We're not going to know everything as it's happening. We can sit and speculate because we do that a lot out here on the YouTube streets. We definitely do that. But as far as the whys and the whats and making assumptions and things like that, sometimes it's just best to wait on getting the actual information. That's just my opinion. Okay. Here we go. Let me share this page with you guys, and then we're going to get into that bad dream video, and I'll come back with the Shirley. Shirley is going to need a whole live all to her own. Okay. So we know this it to be true. We know this to be true, okay? On June 24th, 2024 at 9:30, 420. So the indictment was 42324. Parties requested a date to enter a plea. Hello? Parties. Parties. The parties. Who's the party? The prosecutor and the defendant. Parties. The parties, the defendant and the prosecutor requested a date to enter a plea. And they put ADA Wooten and Bond Howell, Kristen Howell. I don't think her last name is Bond, but it's Kristen Howell, right? So that's on. Make sure to put that on your calendar, guys. I'm going to drop this. You guys copy and paste it. We're going to take that little extra note right there. Parties requested a date to enter. Didn't we see that in the video? Did we not see that? If you didn't watch, Pam posted a whole video. That is what was said. They requested a date so that the victims and maybe they could close the loop. Maybe they weren't 100% ready. Maybe they weren't anticipating that she was going to be quick to accept that deal on that day. They requested a date. It doesn't say anything about rejected plea or anything like that. I don't see anything like that. So we're going with what is on in the cloud. Okay. We're going with what's on the cloud and what we know to be true. All right. I'm going to say it like that. Okay. So guys, I just dropped that into the chat. Go ahead and copy and paste that into your calendar. That is, we have some important dates. And then we have October 2nd also. So maybe she's going to be, and this is a something. When I say maybe, it's possible. Maybe she is going to be standing alongside her co-defendant. I do not know why she would be there after she has entered her plea and receives her plea agreement, but maybe she needs to be there for them to say, okay, you're proceeding to trial and you're good. You just need to be back for X, Y, and Z. And if you're not, then these are the stipulations and these are the repercussions. We are expecting you to be here according to the stipulations that are in the agreement dated on blah, 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 blah. There was an excuse why it was said rejected plea. Hilarious. So I saw that short and okay, let's look at this real quick. Give me a second. Let me update my calendar real quick. Let me make sure all my dates are on my calendar. You guys check your calendars too. But I will have something on the calendar. Oh, I already have it in here. Ooh, okay. That's a busy week. Don't forget 6/24 is Ericka King. 6/27 is Nesto and Shirley. So just remember that on Monday and Thursday, we have court that week. Okay. Leandra, thank you, boo. I see you, boo boo. Okay. So there were some things in that video. Okay. So there were some items that ma'am was showing in the computer system. I don't know. Look, I'm going to say this too. Is that computer system supposed to be, you know how like at work, God forbid, you point your camera to your work computer and show a forbidden screen? I don't know if that's a forbidden screen or not. Maybe you're allowed to make screen prints. Maybe you're allowed to print, but I don't know if you're allowed to video Fulton County systems like that. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I don't know. But I know that there's someone in this chat who stays in the bushes, who knows somebody at the clerk's office. I'm going to just put it like that. Okay. And I'm talking about at the clerk's office in Fulton County. I would not be over there filming and making shorts of those people's screens, especially after they had a horrible hacking situation. They may not want their screens videotaped. I'm just saying, I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not, but whatever. Anyway, it seems like there were some additional counts that were added to what she's supposed to plea on, and I'm not going through all that. Um, she does have counts with her name on it, but if you look, and we've looked at this numerous times, there are counts that were not presented to the grand jury. You see the dispositions not presented to the grand jury. These might be things that they are holding. So we talked about this before. These are so Ericka has a bunch of crimes. These there might be crimes that don't pertain to Nesto. So crimes that are specifically only Ericka's, right? That's number one. Number two, there might be some things that they are going to allow her to, I'm not going to say get away with, but in lieu of her cooperating and providing additional information, that they are going to not prosecute her or hold prosecution to the extent that you stay out of trouble and you fulfill this agreement, which is you deliver on them goods. Okay. You deliver what we need you to deliver. Hey, Houston Foodie, that you deliver what we need you to deliver. And based on that, then we are more than likely not going to pursue these because maybe they don't even have enough information. Maybe some of the people are gone. Maybe it's a little bit of overkill. I mean, ma'am was over here knowingly alter, conceal, cover up, create, and file false documents. Well, she's got charges like that anyway, right? So maybe there's some duplication of things, and maybe they're just having some mercy on her, with also on top of the fact that this is already on the hook for a lot, and if she messes up, maybe they still have her on the hook for enough, on top of we also will pursue these charges moving forward if we have to. In my Nesto voice, hello, 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 hello. Thank you for doing the research, Franny Mae. It matches your conversation. Grown and bougie intellects are unmatched. Love y'all. Thank you, boo. And happy birthday to Mom 504. Okay. If you don't know, ask somebody, specifically 504. Happy birthday to Mom 504. And thank you, sis. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I mean, you guys know I love court watching. This is what I enjoy on YouTube. This is some of what I enjoy next to gardening and cooking and all of those other things. I love a good court case. And has so many components of everything that I like. Hey, Vicky Vale. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. Bougie Gang, thank you so much for coming through, guys. But look, so those are the counts. And guys, you have access to this stuff. If you're in my Patreon, I did make it a paid post. But if you guys are really interested in seeing all the different counts, first of all, it's in the indictment. And I did post a link for you to be able to go to Scribe and pull the indictment. I will post a PDF of the indictment for anybody who wants it on my. So you just need to become a free member. You just have to post. You don't need to use your real government. Just use a working email address. And I highly suggest you have a email for your internet shenanigans rather than like your good bill pay email address and all that stuff, right? So make yourself something you feel comfortable with, and I will post it to my Patreon so you can pull up the PDF of the full indictment, which I feel like, did I provide that already? I'll double check and make sure I'm not duplicating. If I already posted it, I will pin it to the top. Second, I post, so all of these counts appear on there, and then you've got the detail within the count of what everything is. Okay. Now to the detail of all of Ericka's, some of those things do. So yeah, all of the acts, these might be part of the acts, but she's not in the RICO. So she does have some counts and cases that are not attached to Nesto. So we're going to see how all that goes, guys. You just have to be, continue to be patient. I think all the answers are right here. It's just you have to read through a lot of these documents. But if you're really interested in this case, you're following it, I would take an hour and flip through, if not read through the full indictment, because it's interesting. It's very interesting. And it's hard to go through all of that material in a 1 or 2 hour live stream. So get into it, because I think you're going to really enjoy you know also being kind of a little bit of a subject matter expert. You know what I'm saying? Because the more that you put into getting the information, when bad information or information that's kind of like, what are you talking about, um happens, you're going to be more aware, like, that's actually not true, or that didn't happen, or it's not quite like that, or, oh, I know who that person is, that's the situation that happened in such and such, and blah blah blah. So yeah, I think it's really good to, just invest a little bit of time. Anyway, you guys coming through with the memberships, thank you so much for gifting a friend, thank you. Friend Drew, absolutely and always. And 504, thank you, boo, I appreciate that. Yes, look at all of the love that 504's mommy's getting into the chat. So, anyway, guys, let's look at this video real quick. And I promise I am definitely going to come back a little bit later and we're going to do the Shirley call. Okay. Speaking of court watching, check out the trial that Dennis is streaming. I just started yesterday, an officer unalived. I saw that soon after that happened last year. The girl who went missing. It's sad. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. We look, this is the deal. Uh I'm not watching the trial, and I'm gonna tell you for a couple of reasons. Um, my opinion, he did it. We know he did it. And brother man is weird as fuck. He's a dangerous individual because he was also a law enforcement police officer, and he was doing weird shit. And this is a pimple or blemish on Gwinnett, because they would not listen to the family when the little girl went missing. She didn't come home, and they took their sweet time going to find her. But honestly, even if they would have deployed immediately, nothing probably would have saved her, because he took her out almost immediately. That's the sad part. Um, and this is just a formality at this point. The evidence is there. It's just a matter of him wanting to sit and let the people drag him to really put out on Front Street and in the records. And good, let him sit and have to listen to the evidence that has him sitting where he's sitting right now. He has a history of aggressive behavior. He has a history with a girlfriend. He has a history being like a peeping Tom and a fucking weirdo. And it was just a matter of time. It's really unfortunate that some of these type of people who exist in our world, they end up graduating to crimes like what Koberger's accused of, okay, and many other things. So, just my opinion. I don't really have to watch the trial, just because I already feel like I know what I know. And when they found him, and based on the evidence that brought him into custody, I'm like, boy, stop it. You need to save the people's money and just go ahead. Just like the guy the little girl, not the little girl, but his cousin. Um, and we can watch that too. We need to. Was it Zion Foster? Hold on one second. My bad. Okay. Was it Zion Foster? Zion Foster. Yeah. So Zion Foster was a beautiful young lady. Um, Let me take this off the screen. Zion Foster is a beautiful young lady who was being groomed and was unalive by her cousin, her favorite cousin. Um, Absolutely disgusting. And disposed of her body. Like, just it's horrible, but I'm not going to be watching. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not watching for a couple different reasons, but specifically one, I feel like we already know what we need to know about that. Maybe when it comes down time for sentencing, I'd like to hear what justice what the judge comes up with in terms of a sentence for this guy, but as far as being a police officer, as far as taking out a young lady who didn't even get a chance to graduate from high school, as far as the torment and the torture and the pain of a parent having to deal with looking out that damn window and looking out the window, waiting for the door to open, waiting for the key, waiting for the phone call, looking at an empty bed, looking at a basket of laundry, all of the things that a lot of us do. I hope I hope that he gets an opportunity to reconcile what he's done, because it's terrible when something like that happens. It happens to all of us because it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I really don't want to even watch. It kind of that type of crime really makes me mad. Anyway, because like when your kids out, you're waiting for them to come home. Do you imagine? Like, that's awful. It's awful. Yeah. Well, we're not parking on this. All right, let's pivot. But yeah, I'm not gonna we're good on that. Let's get into this real quick, guys. This is a short video and I found it to be quite telling. I was like, is Sonya having a premonition? What's really going on here? Okay. We're gonna come back and we will I need to go to my PO box because I have some prayer partner mail in my mailbox in my PO box. Um, and I want to talk about Shirley and her. Yeah, we are, but we're not. It's so funny hearing Shirley now versus when we first started hearing Shirley, like almost a year ago, when it's kind of like we're thinking she's so passive. But Shirley is like, yeah, no, we're not talking about that. It's funny to me how Shirley didn't want to talk about anything, but she called him and wait, let me go to that real quick. She called him with this. Let me pull it up. She called him and said, "You know that wait a second. Hey, you know that check you wrote? Or you know that check that was written? That lady said it was written on her account and that you stole 200 or whatever thousands of dollars and she called for a receipt and she told Ty that you were in jail and Ty knows you're in jail, but I didn't say anything. I just played dumb and all of that stuff. Like, it's crazy to me that Shirley, okay, here it is. It's crazy to me how Shirley won't even talk about the lawyer, but you talk about this. You're okay with this.
They tied the jewelry lady. Yeah. Somebody called her to say that the cashier's check that you wrote to get my ring. What? Are you listening? Yeah, I'm listening.
Are you listening?
Okay, the cashier's check that you wrote to get my ring over a year and so ago, that was written off her account, and you stole $250,000 from her, and she needs that receipt and a copy of the check or something. She was telling Ty. So Ty says she's not giving her anything unless she has like a court order or something. She told her that you're in jail. Ty knows that you're in jail, but I didn't confirm.
And if you guys remember when we read the arrest warrant from Roswell, they said that they spoke with Ty the jewelers and they were pending like some sort of warrant or something.
Ty called me today. Ty, the jewelry lady. Yeah. Somebody called her to say that
She said the
two levels. I'm checking the fact.
is I'm that was a time when Shirley dropped the TT. And it's funny to me how Shirley is very, very, very selective about how and when she wants to let the TT out and doesn't want to talk about anything. And then she moves to dropping all that tea. Okay. Ernie sounds like he's lying. It was so obvious. Yeah. Like she came through and just like, hello, this is what happened. Like, that's crazy. Like, to me, that is the most epic. That is, if there's a vote for the most epic Shirley calls, I feel like that's one of them. If that's not number one, it's in the top three. That is the top three Shirley Nesto calls to me. What did Cash say? Guys, let me tell you something. Another thing we have to watch. The guy, we watched a little bit of it the other day over on Love Lies and Lace Fronts. The guy who was driving without the license. So he went to court the other day. Baby, they have the whole entire court proceeding posted. We've got to watch that, you guys. We have to. Okay, let's get into this. Sonya had a bad dream, guys. Sonya had a bad dream. She had a dream about a man with a mustache. Who's got a mustache? Will Wooten got a mustache. Okay, Will Wooten got a little mustache. Where's Will and Fonnie? Hold on, where are they? Where is the prosecution? They're around here somewhere. That is certainly not the prosecution. There we go. Do you see Will? Do you see Will Wooten with a mustache? Okay. He got a little mustache. Okay. All right, let's get into it.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I know you ain't in the bathroom.
I'm in the bathroom. That is bad.
It's 8:30. You used to be up, riding, talking shit.
I only slept for maybe an hour. I had a dream that woke me up, and I haven't been back to sleep since.
Oh, what kind of dream was that? It was good?
No, I was going in
No.
on this white dude about your ass, and I was trying to get to you, but he was trying to stop me. So he started to choke me, and then he put his thumb somewhere in my back, and I actually felt that shit and woke up because I felt the pain in my back, and I got up, and then I was like, man, I'm up. I never went back to sleep.
Son, you better watch out how she talks about these people. Okay.
Yeah. This shit is crazy. I've been up every I think I got an hour of sleep last night.
Are you trying to figure your dream out?
No, I just could never get back to sleep. This is what I did. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Yes, the attorney is from Detroit. She's a pretty lady. And she argued her case. I'm gonna pull it up. Let's let this play out real quick and then we'll go over to that. But that case, we might need to do that when I get back from picking up Farrah. We got a lot of, well, let's see if we can pull that up after this. Let's do that real quick.
And then I'm gonna go back to bed, and I was trying to go back to where I was at in the dream and get his ass, but I couldn't go back. I couldn't fall back asleep to go back to the dream.
Damn, I done had them dreams.
She was trying to sit up there and do an inception and get back to her dream on her own. Who does that? My mind's playing tricks on me.
Wait, I know.
Really?
Yeah, trying to get back to that dream.
And then I was trying to get back to his ass. I was like, I was like, oh, he about to get this. And so I was trying.
Wait, he's about to get them 90 pounds? Girl, stop it.
And I could not go back to sleep.
Well, so what was the problem?
Well, I think also, so you said Strawberry didn't want to talk about the lawyers because at that point she decided not to pay anymore. Also, she might have decided she was done. Did you hear her try to corner him about how much he was spending on them phone calls? And it is true, when she puts money on the account, When she puts money on the account, it's like between her number and his number. He can call out, collect to someone who doesn't have money on an account, and they have to put money on when he connects with them. But I think at that moment, she was already trying to figure out, well, like, who are you talking to? And it would be very easy to say I was calling my lawyer, but he said I wasn't talking to anybody. So is that true? I mean, we know Sonya was spending money to call him specifically. Speaking of court watching, check out the trial that, oh, okay, that's the one we were just talking about. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it's interesting. Um, Thank you, sis, for that, for the super. I appreciate it. I'm sure it's very interesting. I wonder if, I know Gwinnett needs to hold some accountability for them dragging their feet. But again, based on what was found and how she was found and when, it's possible that they wouldn't have been able to help her anyway, but it didn't help the family any, them dragging their feet like that. Um, yeah.
I'm just overconsumed. I'm overconsumed.
Oh, talking about the drink?
Period. That's why I drank the shit.
Oh, well, you did say can't wait till I get out.
And what did I say?
You said you can't wait till I get out. Don't
He said, I can't wait till you get out. You say you can't wait till I get out.
No worries. I have dreams about you all the time.
You don't lie.
Ew. Ew, disgusting. Ooh, he's gross.
All the time.
I'm sorry, seeing him in that orange suit and just the condition that he's in, he's taking a sharp left turn on Nobody Wants You Lane, and I'm sorry, he does not. Ugh.
Time.
Yeah, all the time. So I ain't lying. Yeah.
Right.
I haven't had a bad dream yet. Even the ones I don't understand.
He's being low key nasty.
That's a good thing.
Nastiness, though.
Yeah,
really? You never talk about them, but I guess.
Well, I talk about it because, see, for one thing, their dreams.
People being your business.
And that too. That is true. That is a lot going on.
People in your business.
Yeah.
People in your business.
I have to really think about you, what you got going on in your life, and your sexiness and all that.
Your sexiness and all that.
Put me right on sleep. So.
Thinking about my sickness put you to sleep?
No. Sexiness.
Oh, I was going to say, damn, that's really?
She's sitting in there on the toilet, though. That's
probably Pinocchio. You're probably mad at goddamn Pinocchio. That's probably what it was.
Oh, no, I think the guy looked more like your prosecutor without a beard. That's what it was. Your prosecutor. That's what I was trying.
Oh.
Your prosecutor. But he didn't have a beard. He just had the mustache. He was actually like 10 years older than what he looked like in real life.
Oh. Well.
Yeah. And I was trying to get back because I was kick his ass, but I couldn't get back to sleep. Damn it. Oh.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Okay. Well, I'll call you back after a while.
Okay, after a while.
All right, love you. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're gonna be just fine. Everything gonna be good.
I'll be fine.
So, love you too.
All right, well. Call me later.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Your dream let me know that it's getting ready to break through in a minute. Everything gonna be okay.
I'm your prosecutor in my dreams.
Yeah.
He's playing dirty. Why are you playing dirty?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, bastard. I was trying to choke him out. He kept talking mad shit. I felt that. Ain't my back. I felt that shit and woke right up.
Ain't that amazing how you can feel something feel so fucking real?
Stuck his finger all in my back and he had my back just jump. My ass jump. Out of my face.
They were pushing you in your back?
Well, I had him by the neck and then he had me by the shoulder, but then he had put his arm around my back and then he started to don't know if he stabbed me or whatever, but whatever it was very sharp, and it like went in my rib cage, and it made me jump. And then I jumped out of my sleep from the pain. I felt the pain hurt it all. And then I'm going back to sleep, kick his ass. I was trying to go back to sleep, kick his ass, and I couldn't even get back to sleep. I stayed up for the rest of the night. Oh, gosh. That was very stupid or disgusting. Yes,
You hear that humming noise in the phone?
yeah, I hear it. I hear that humming. You know, all calls are monitored.
Oh.
Quality and insurance. All calls are monitored because we're trying to catch one of y'all in there slipping. All calls are monitored.
Oh, you funny.
We need all the information we can get. All calls are monitored. Quality.
She thinks it's funny. I bet you she's not laughing now. All calls are monitored. What do you guys think? Like, it seemed like a big joke then. All calls are monitored, but yeah, not so funny now. Not so funny now that you talked your man into a ditch.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we know. Let me drop this. I thought this was on. Um, he has a right to due process, and he is innocent until proven guilty. But at the end of the day, this man has talked himself into circles. Okay, he's talked himself into circles, and he got a lot of explaining to do.
My back hurts. Please. Look at your posture, black man. My back hurts. Right where he got me. How is that possible? Right in that spot when he poked me. It was real. The fuck? And then listen, because I need quiet. I can't sleep in this bird that lives outside my window on a fucking tree. Every night, all he does is make freaking noise. And as soon as like 7 o'clock hit, he goes. So I'm just up listening to this fucking bird. Hey, flies off. 7 o'clock on the road.
She's a lunatic, right? Hello. Like, her conversation. It's like, ma'am, if you're tired or you don't really have anything to talk about, just say, babe, you know what? Let's talk a little bit later when we can get into some conversation about some things. Right now, I'm in the middle of trying to sleep, or I'm over here looking for a job because that check hadn't came through yet. Dion must be saying my daddy done baptized himself on this here call. Okay.
The bird might be talking to you.
Man, that bird's gonna get shot. That's what's gonna happen to that bird. That bird's crazy. It's right outside every night outside my window. Every night. That shit is annoying, you know.
Let's check the
Looking at that
tree.
tree. I'm gonna get a stick and beat shit off that tree. And then it was cats, because you know there's a lot of cats over there because they keep feeding the cats. So the cats was fighting too. All you heard was chirp, chirp, chirp. What the fuck's going on outside? Cats fighting, birds chirping. Sound like the nature center. The hell? Birds was chirping, cats was fighting. It's almost 3 o'clock. About to walk off. Yeah, I've been up all night. I'm just leave at 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
I said I only slept for like an hour last night. I've been up all night. Stressing.
Oh, you need to go sleep. Don't stress. They're gonna
I need to go to sleep. I need to go back to my dream. I can whoop some ass. Oh, I just want to go to sleep. I go fight. What the catch a case in my sleep? Go down that hall.
The sad thing is that she actually thinks that this is cute. That's kind of like the, not even sad, but more so like pathetic. That she actually thinks that this is something cute that she's doing.
Raining outside. I'm about to go get in my bed and ball up.
Go get in the bed.
Okay.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Thank you for watching. Please like.
She's a weirdo. Let me pull this up. Let me see if I can find it. I think I was looking at it this morning. I know I was. This was interesting. Hold on. Let's see. I feel like I put it into my watch later. Just a second. Okay, here we go. Okay. You guys know what happened with Corey Harris. We're going to pivot for a minute and get up off this topic for a minute. We'll come back and get into the Shirley calls. What is it with what is with that scraggly voice? Who? Sonya? She's odd, man. Something's wrong with her. Okay, hold on a second. Let me do this. Are they going to show this with that? Okay, if any of you guys were feeling bad for this guy, don't, because I think he kind of completely messed up. He never had, so the guy Corey Harris who was on the Zoom, I think people were feeling a little sorry for him. He was trying to tell a story that he basically had a suspended license due to the child support system, but allegedly it's been alleged or it's been stated clearly by the judge that he never had a driver's license to begin with. This is taking place in Detroit. This was quite interesting to me. I'm fascinated by the attorney. I really like her. She's interesting. So they were basically trying to say that or he was saying, but he didn't have a driver's license, but he still has an opportunity to get a license. But this was his day in court the other day, and the judge is just trying to make some sense out of this nonsense. Let's listen to it a little bit, and then when I come back around like 4:30, we'll get into the Shirley call. It was a suspended situation because of non-payment of child support. So child support went into the system where if he had a license, it would have been suspended. So they basically put a block in there, but he never even had a driver's license to begin with. He's been driving with no license. Catch this tea.
Thank you.
All right.
Maybe you guys, okay, so maybe if you guys don't know, then maybe you guys should hear this first. So everybody saw the situation where he got caught on Zoom. So maybe y'all haven't seen this. Not that one, this one. Y'all might need to see this one first.
New tonight, a shocking twist for the man who went viral for driving during a virtual court hearing for a suspended license.
Corey Harris showed up in person at a Washtenaw County courthouse today, hoping to set the record straight and put this entire saga behind him. Instead, we're reporting on a brand new chapter.
7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig has been keeping up with the twists and
he had a warrant out for his arrest on top of that, y'all.
Turns of this one. She was in court today as it all unfolded.
Well, nothing went the way Corey Harris thought it was going to go in court today. The judge started off by slamming Corey Harris, saying he's never even had a valid driver's license. And the afternoon ended with Harris going to jail.
The person that needed to be blamed is the person that he was staring at in the mirror. He didn't do what he should have done.
The judge came ready to set the record straight with Corey Harris, who has claimed that he thought the suspension on his driver's license was removed 2 years ago.
That court and its friend of the court did nothing wrong. His driving privileges were unsuspended in 2022. That required Mr. Harris to do something. He didn't do it.
The judge said Harris never paid his clearance fees with the court or the Secretary of State to lift the suspension. But that's not all.
He has never had a Michigan license, ever.
You hear that? He's never, ever he's never had a Michigan license.
We asked Harris yesterday if he ever had a valid driver's license. He claimed he didn't remember. Do you ever recall?
How do you not? He doesn't want to lie, so he's going to say, I don't remember. Have you ever had a Michigan driver's license? He said, I don't remember.
having a driver's license?
I knew
Look at his face.
I knew that.
A driver's permit or?
I believe.
Sir, they asked you, did you have a driver's license? You said, I don't remember. You said, I know I had a permit. So you didn't have a damn driver's license. Why are you going to sit up here and lie? Why are you lying, sir?
Oh no. I
That's
can't say
embarrassing.
yes.
If I were a lawyer, if he were my client, I would be so embarrassed. Don't you come up in this courtroom and embarrass me. You tell me what I need to know now. And oh, we're sitting for an interview. Can we please be on the same page? Okay, my client, he's admitting there are some challenges and he hadn't done everything correctly, but we're moving on from here. We're going to get him back squared away. We're going to accentuate the positive. Okay? Not sit up here and have a damn tell-all interview on some damn Zoom shenanigans. And I'm sitting up here with my cute pleather my cute pleather shirt on and my ponytail slicked back. And look at all the ponytails. This ponytail, the lawyer got a ponytail. Check this out.
You can't say no.
I can see his plaque from here too, guys. Do you guys want me to make it bigger? Y'all, the plaque situation is bad.
And that's odd because the Pittsfield Township police officer and prosecutor said during that October traffic stop, Corey Harris knew what was up.
At least twice during this traffic stop, he acknowledged to the officer that he did not have a valid license. Quote unquote, quote, actually, I don't have a valid license.
So what had him going for the Zoom hearing was the fact that he was in a traffic stop and he got a ticket for not having a valid driver's license. So he's going to court regarding the suspension or lack thereof driver's license. And maybe they suspended it in another state, but he did not have a Michigan. In any case, his dumb behind shows up driving. Not to mention, let's talk about why he had a block was because of child support. And he hadn't been paying his child support, so he might be a bum.
The question was, are you a valid driver? Quote, I am not.
There was no error by anybody. It was a failure on the part of Mr. Harris to do certain things. Now, I grant you that sometimes that can be a complicated process, but it was certainly not anybody's fault that didn't happen other than that wasn't paid.
Then came the unexpected.
He has a warrant for his arrest.
Corey Harris was taken into custody for what appears to be a 9-year-old bench warrant out of Allen Park.
So was I shocked? Absolutely. Did I want my client to walk in, then get escorted to the back? Absolutely not. That was not the plan.
Look at Ms. Dionne Webster Cox. She is not playing. She said, you know what? Okay, my client, I'm shocked. I didn't know. So she walks him into court. Homie got a damn 9-year-old bench warrant. Okay? Guys, do you imagine a bench warrant? Why wasn't the warrant seen when they pulled him over? Wait till you see the other part I'm gonna show you, because this was on Action 7 News. Hold on. I got the whole hearing is posted. I'm gonna put it on for you guys. This guy he's not passing the sniff test, okay? And judge is not having it. Judge is like, look, play with me if you want to.
I think thing about it for a driver license suspended that he didn't take care of.
It should be something that a lesson for all of us. Handle your business. At the end of the day, handle your business.
In Ann Arbor, Kimberly.
So his lawyer, even at the end, is like, handle your business, okay? Handle it. Okay, so that was the news story. So hold on a second.
Then fine, we were okay.
I think Sir's with the shits and wanted to perpetuate a lie. Ms. Dionne Webster Cox, what'd you say about Ms. Dionne? Ms. Dionne, I loved her green dress, and ma'am's hair is really pretty. The shade of green she's wearing. Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, that Kelly green. Yes, very pretty. Yes, that is up in Detroit, I believe, like a suburb of Detroit or something. Is that right? Okay. You can't be a eh, by the end of the interview, sis was like, handle your business, y'all.
So, Your Honor, we were going to, there's several options that my client.
Well, and I want you to know, counsel, that because of certain things, the court has a number of things I have to say.
Okay.
Because I think the record, given particularly some of Mr. Harris's comments with reference to this court potentially acting what at least as I'm to understand is what some may be, or is it, let's put it this way. People are saying, and quite frankly, your client has made the assumption that Pittsfield Township, as well as
Wonder why
this
they-
court,
oh.
is acting on some type of defective or faulty information, which I will tell you, counsel, caused the court, given what the court did, to investigate what my ruling was.
I wonder why they filmed it like this. They should have just why couldn't they just film the judge? Because he's right there. Why were they filming him on the screen? That's so weird. But anyway.
And I will tell you that that assertion is absolutely incorrect with reference to any faulty information that either came through to the Pittsfield.
Yeah, the judge is getting ready. He pulled all the receipts and it's bad. And then he after all of the receipts pulled, he basically judge was like, okay, this has gone viral on social media, but you are not going to have people thinking out here that you are some victim of the system. I'm getting ready to pull all the receipts. And at the end of the day, oh, Joanne Lindsay was accidentally timed out. Joanne, you'll be back. Was she timed out for a long time? I'll find her. I'll see if I can find her and then reduce it down to a couple seconds. I don't think I can cancel a timeout, but I can make it shorter, I think. I'll get to it in just a second. Thank you for bubbling that up, sis. I appreciate it. Joanne, just sit tight, hon. I think you got timed out. Okay, babe?
Township Department of Public Safety, or to this court ultimately at the May 15th year. And I think it needs to be stated, I've been asked for comments. I have refrained from comments as I know practice is. This court with the pending case will speak on the record. And so I am going to make sure that the record is very, very clear as to what this court knows and what this court acted on May 15th. And we can start with this, and my basis for doing it is because of what was said about what this whole process was, and that an indication, counsel, and I know, counsel, you've been before me.
Absolutely.
I know it is not coming from you, but you also know how I am.
I do.
And the thing is that if for whatever reason, the one time in my life I was wrong, I will say it, and did. But when I'm not wrong, and when people are not to blame, then it also needs to be said. So I will try to get through this as quick as I possibly can. But I will tell you, first of all, with any reference to your client having had a license on that day, and some indication of misunderstanding as to whether or not he had a license. Let me make it very clear, based on what the court looked at, he has never had a Michigan license, ever, and has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths.
Okay. So this man has been slipping through the loopholes. He said you don't have a license in Michigan and you never had a license in the 49 states. And you guys know that the driver's licenses have all been merged with Homeland Security. Remember they did that a few years ago and you had to get that hologram on your driver's license, and they all the DMV systems are all now one. This man is sitting up here trying to make it seem like Michigan made a mistake. and didn't clear him, he never had a license to begin with. Now, child support system probably should never have put a suspension in there, because maybe they should have just checked to see if he even had a driver's license, because maybe that confused some people and seeing certain things, and then also seeing like that he's a grown man and most grown people have a driver's license in certain states. Like if you're in New York, you may not ever have a driver's license. You may have an ID, but you may not have a driver's license, because a lot of New Yorkers don't have driver's license, don't even own a car. Some, and I'm talking about New York City, right? There's some other cities like that. There's there's few, but most adults, I would say, I'm just going to throw a number out here. Let's say 60% of adults have a driver's license and have access to a vehicle or own a vehicle, right? I could be off on that number, but there are plenty that don't. And I think by putting that stop in there, it gave people the impression that maybe there was a license in play, and there wasn't one, right? So he was trying to use a technicality to get around. Just tell the fucking truth, sir. You don't have a driver's license.
Never had a license. In point of fact, when they suspended his license, and what people don't understand, when they suspended his license in Saginaw, they don't suspend the license. They suspend the privilege to drive in the state. Hence, for example, if he had
They didn't suspend his license. They suspended the privilege due to the child support situation. So you are almost like a license revoked in a way. So it's not the actual physical paper. It's you as a person, not against the document that you took a test to achieve, right? So it seems like they are suspending the entire privilege rather than the actual license to drive, right? Which maybe are two different things. Because you have a privilege, you can go get a driver's license. If you do something against that privilege, speed, not pay a ticket, moving violations, things of that nature, then you have infractions upon your license to drive, versus you as a person and a resident having a privilege to even get a license. So that's what he is like. It seems plain to me, right? You guys understand that, right? He didn't seem to understand that. But he knew one thing. He knew he never had a damn driver's license. That's what he knew.
license, he would be able to drive everywhere that Kentucky would allow him to drive. He just couldn't drive in Michigan because his privileges had been restricted. I know you know that, but that wasn't at all said. But it doesn't matter because he didn't have a license. Ever. There's also then, and I will, when it is necessary, come to the defense of my sister courts, and I will come to the defense of Saginaw. They got a great chief judge. The chief judge answered the question. But I will tell you, that court and its friend of the court did nothing wrong. His license was, his driving privileges, better stated, were unsuspended in 2022. That required Mr. Harris to do something. He didn't do it. Therefore, the friend of the court was under no obligation to send anything to the Secretary of State. Now, I hated that I had to look at all of this, but when there's a question as to what I did, I'm going to look at everything to make sure that what I did was all in order. There's then an indication from that because that wasn't said, there was a direct attack on Michigan's Department of Secretary of State's office, saying that the Secretary of State was somehow involved. Okay, so the Secretary of State did what they were supposed to do. In point of fact, they did nothing because they hadn't gotten anything from the court because Mr. Harris had not paid the reinstatement. This week, or last week, once he paid that, Saginaw friend of the court did what they should do, and they sent it. Immediately, based upon the information that I have, the Secretary of State did what they do every day.
First of all, look how disrespectful that is. Are you trying to whisper in your lawyer's ear as the judge is talking to you? That's number one. Um, he looked mad as hell, doesn't he?
They took that
The
suspended.
judge is gonna make him. This video is 27 minutes long. Judge is gonna make him hear every last bit. Basically, he's mad because he's like, you know what? You sat up here and you tried to make Michigan look bad, and this video went viral. And you are gonna stand here, and I'm gonna drop all these damn receipts up upon your meathead. Okay. Just like you tried to make Michigan look bad, sir, we getting ready to drag you and your silly behind showing up to Zoom for a suspended license of which you don't have, with some suspended privileges, period, to even drive in this state with any license in general and don't have one.
Off of his driving record, and he was then unsuspended. And then your client did what he needed to do with reference to the Secretary of State and paid a rebate. All right. Just a second, Mr. Schiller, I'm going to let everybody respond.
Thank you.
I am not done yet.
Okay.
All right.
You're covering a lot of the points for me. Thank you, Your Honor.
And so that came down to that. So the information at the time that I had, that Pittsfield Department of Public Safety had, was all correct at the time of both Pittsfield stop as well as the May 15th day. It was all correct. There was no error by anybody. It was a failure on the part of Mr. Harris to do.
Can I just say, Sonya, see, that is a ponytail. You see that ponytail? You see all that beautiful ponytail? Now that's a ponytail. Okay, I'm just saying.
Certain things. Now, I grant you that sometimes that can be a complicated process, but it was certainly not anybody's fault that that didn't happen, other than that wasn't paid. Now, here's the other thing, and I'm going to eat church right now. I'm not finished now. But the other part of this is, this stop was in October. Most of the cases that we've heard just in this last afternoon are driving while license suspended cases. That's part of my Wednesday effort. We go through great pains to try to get people their licenses back, which is really how it should happen. Between October and because I don't live under a rock, I actually watch things. You look very nice on TV.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There was something that was said that was very disturbing to me. And I'm just going to let you know because I believe in being fair with everybody. The question was asked on the lines between October of 2023 and the point in time of the May 15th hearing. Was there an attempt by Mr. Harris to correct his license? Here's the part that was disturbing for me, so that you know.
Okay.
Mr. Harris indicated that at some point he had been involved in some accident. And being involved in the accident, that he was basically bedridden, he's housebound, he could not get to the Secretary of State. That was set up there, and I'm going to presume it because I don't, my knowledge of counsel, that counsel is, I know you don't misrepresent me.
Right.
You never do.
Right.
That's not true.
Okay.
He purposely stated that he could not get to the Secretary of State, which, for the way we handle things in this court, would have placed him in a whole different category. We would have tried to find a way to figure it out. And the reason I know that is because Mr. Harris On December 28th, 2023, do you know where you were?
December 28th of 23.
Hold up, don't lie now. He's like, that wasn't me, Your Honor. I don't know them folk. I might have been in Tennessee.
2023.
I know I was laid up from my
You were at
accident.
the Secretary of State's office. And you were at the Secretary of State's office because you redid and got your new Michigan ID. I have the date. That's the date you did it. It's December 28th, 2023. You did. And so that you also know, and in all fairness to counsel, because I don't know counsel knows this, the way I know that he's never had a license is because May 3rd, he was 19 at the time. May 3rd, 1999, he applied for his first Michigan ID. Counsel knows.
1999, he was 19. Stop it. Sir is 43. Baby, he says he's 43. He is 43. Wow. So he went to go renew his ID, his state ID. Who in the world has an ID when you have a driver's license? Because that is it kills two birds with one stone, right? If you are a licensed driver, it is both. It is a state issued identification along with the certifications that you are a licensed driver. So it's a dual purpose. Your driver's license is also your state ID. You don't have a state ID and a driver's license. You have one or the other. So it stands to reason by the judge, you never had a driver's license because why would you have a state issued ID? We don't do that. IDs are for people with no driver's license, right? That's in Texas. I remember I didn't drive. I had a Jersey driver's license, but I never got a Texas driver's license because I really never drove when I was in Texas, when I was in college. I got they called it a non-driver's license. So it was basically a state ID, and I maintained my driver's license at home. I had privilege to drive in Texas if I wanted to drive because I was licensed in a state. However, okay, so bingo, 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 bingo. Okay, bingo. In Texas, not saying you can have both. I was a licensed driver in New Jersey because that's my home state, and that's where I would be doing most of my driving. I never got a Texas driver's license. That's why I had a Texas ID. I needed a Texas ID. I had my school ID from U of H, but I needed a Texas I needed a Texas ID. So that's why I got one. I never went for a Texas driver's license. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can have both. I was licensed in another state. That's why I got a ID, right?
You cannot have both.
Yeah, that's not my point. I'm just saying you can't have both in any state. Let's just clear that. You don't have a driver's license and an ID, but if you are residing like a college student, like we're taking a left turn on this. My point is that I had a Texas state ID because I was not a driver in Texas. I had a driver's license from New Jersey, but I wasn't doing any driving. Hopefully that makes sense now. Gosh.
Here you have a license.
We're gonna stop saying bingo 10 times. Ah, you guys are so funny. This man is ridiculous. I know his lawyer has got to be mad. I would bill him double for my trouble.
And so he knows that he doesn't have a license.
He knows he doesn't have a license.
And quite frankly, I just wish he would have said that at the beginning.
Say it at the beginning, sir.
Just put all aside. And we all go through the process as we do with all the people coming here trying to get his license. But his falsehoods, misstatements are not going to fare him well in this court.
Ooh.
I'm done for now. I'm sure I will have something else to say. Whoever, whichever one of you would like to speak first, you may.
I'll wait to go last.
So, Your Honor, yes, I spent yesterday at the Pittsfield Township Police Department with Officer Monaster, who performed the traffic stop in this case. I also noticed the December 28, 2023 date, and I know the significance of that, and the court just went through that painstakingly, and I thank you for that. In addition, at the traffic stop, when I was at the police department yesterday, we watched the body cam video. At least twice during this traffic stop, he acknowledged to the officer that he did not have a valid license. Quote unquote, quote, actually, I don't have a valid license, close quote. The question was, are you a valid driver? Quote, I am not, close quote. So, you know what, this is all this hoopla and this circus atmosphere is, in my opinion, it's an affront to the justice system. I mean, I've been a prosecutor for more than 30 years, and to see this kind of hoopla around a driving while license suspended case is ridiculous. And it wasn't caused by this court. It wasn't caused by the Pittsfield Township Police Department. It was caused by the extrajudicial statements made outside of this courtroom.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
thank you, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Well, first thing I'd like to say is, very first thing is, we're here, and that we all saw this video. I wasn't in court. I wasn't even on YouTube watching the court that day, right? I saw it because someone saw.
I know sis Dion is not blaming YouTube. YouTube didn't do it. YouTube didn't catch a hold of it. I mean, it did play out on YouTube, but YouTube is not to blame. Sir is to blame. Okay. But I guess they're throwing it back at them for making a mountain out of what was a molehill. And now he's going to he's in a mountain of trouble. Okay.
And decided to post it. I can assure you that was not Mr. I don't think he has the capacity to be able to post it like that on YouTube or Instagram. So that was not him. And it happened to take off and go viral. So he had what we saw was him saying what? He was driving, which he should not have been driving, right? We're told not to drive on Zoom while doing that. So that's how this came to the attention, because the court, I saw you. He said, I can't believe this. Is he driving? And we all said that. Everyone who saw that video will ask the same question. And that it became a joke. It became a complete joke. Now, with respect to what we want to do, and I cannot say anything with respect to what my client has said, but when we talk about the hoopla, my client didn't start the hoopla. Perhaps he's made some comments, but he didn't start the hoopla whatsoever. That was someone that was outside of his control as to how it went viral. He had no control over that, and that I'm going to stand on that. He did not send it out to Instagram.
But you guys did interviews. Like, in all fairness, you guys did interviews. So the judge is annoyed that Sir tried to garner sympathy around and try to make the state look bad. At the end of the day, that's basically what he did. Y'all sat for interviews and made it seem like it was some sort of computer error, and there needs to be there was some sort of stopgap. There was some sort of issue, and he is a victim. And what it turns out is the man didn't even have, let's start with, he never even had a license in any state. That's it. So I would say to the lawyer, who seems like a very nice lady, sis, this is one of those that maybe it's not even worth arguing, but we're going to see how it turns out. We know how it turns out, but why they always try to blame the YouTube streets, y'all? Why they always try to blame social media? Social media is good. Why they always got to make us out to be a bad guy? We didn't do nothing. Okay? Girl, that's the real Ponytail Esquire, okay? Sis got that. Do you see that ponytail? Sis is not playing.
didn't send it out to wherever. He didn't do that part. So with respect to, did he have I don't want to try this case today at all, but what I want to do is focus on what's good. Now, what was good? That day in October, this officer here, that could have gone a whole other direction. And I'm so happy that you were so kind and courteous to my client. Thank you, officer. Thank you so much. Because it could have gone another direction. We are here right now. My client has an appointment to go to the center.
What was the other direction? Him get arrested? What was the other direction? I mean, are you inferring that the police officers are predisposed to mayhem or shenanigans? I mean, we know that there's trouble out here, but at the end of the day, ma'am, I don't know. What do you think what was she inferring by that it could have gone a different direction? That the officer could have reacted bang bang? You say could have reacted with him bang bang, Dre's runt over Crocs on a traffic stop for some damn no license? And that's a possibility. That's a possibility. Why put yourself in that type of a danger though? You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy has been flagrant out here. This man is middle-aged. This man is middle-aged riding around with no damn driver's license, okay?
Secretary of State for his
You don't
permit.
He's
working on
Ponytail
that. I
Esquire?
want to focus on how do we correct this and cure this? How do we go forward with this situation? Whenever he was not under oath under any of the things that he said, so
Look at the other lawyers behind her. I think those are the public defenders. This public defender, this girl here with my pointer, that's the one who was like, Your Honor, I'm calling for this proceeding to be adjourned at this moment. When the man pulled up in Zoom in the car, she said, can this be adjourned? He was like, no, wait a second.
talking about any type of perjury going on. Very true, right? So with that being the case, let's move forward with this. He is here. This is what I'd like. Because, yes.
I would like to move forward.
Yes.
We handle these cases all the time. But I will tell you, as you know, having appeared before me, the one thing I don't like is when people don't take responsibility for what they've done. When they take responsibility for it, we will use whatever we can to try to get you to another spot, because it doesn't behoove any of us for you to be in that spot. One other thing that I will say, when you say it wasn't started by you, it certainly was. It certainly was when he made his first statement to WXYZ about blaming people for this happening. And he shouldn't have done it. Because when you look at the whole thing, the person that needed to be blamed, we can go back to a lot of other points. I'm not here to embarrass him, but the person that needed to be blamed is the person that he was staring at in the mirror. He didn't do what he should have done, and that's okay. The majority of people that come here on no licensing didn't do what they were supposed to do. That's like a given. They don't go about blaming anybody. They just say, Your Honor, I didn't pay the ticket. Or, Your Honor, I just didn't do it. I just didn't have time to do it. I just didn't take it. Whatever.
Right.
Just own it. Once you own it, then it becomes a whole lot easier just to move forward. Okay, I'm sorry. I interrupted you and I said I wouldn't, but.
Thank you.
She said to him, don't speak. Did you hear her? She said, don't speak.
Understand. I understand it. You know, I know who you are and I respect that. So where I am is where I've always been. Because I can assure you that when he did speak to WXYZ that day, I wasn't representing him. I was representing him yesterday, right? And you would heard my message is that what steps are to correct this. And that's what I'm about, Your Honor. How do we correct this, right? I understand the entire process. I have not gone into detail, but I will take the word of the court and of Mr. Stiller here, brother counsel, and about the background and the history of it. But how do we go forward? And that's why I'm here to sort of minimize. You okay? Can he did get into an accident. May he sit down? May he please, Your Honor? Right back. Oh, well, hold on. Okay.
Not WXYZ. Oh, my back is. Were you driving in that? Was he driving when he got hit? Was he driving? He wants him to. He better straighten that back up, because if he knows, like I know, in about 10 minutes into the future, sir is going to be going into the back. Okay.
And now that's real. That's a real injury. Okay.
Yeah, that he might have obtained while driving illegally, ma'am. I'm here for the ponytail and the pretty green dress and everything, but sis, come on now.
Okay. So what we're looking for, because there are some options here. My client has indicated to me and would like me to indicate to the court that he is in the process of procuring his license. Hopefully that privilege will be available to him, but he does have, as you stated earlier, and I have the receipts. He did pay the reinstatement fee. Those fees are paid. Anything that was out in the previous court, those fees have been paid, and I've been presented with those receipts. In addition, on tomorrow, he's got his permit test coming up, and then after that, because he's an adult.
So he's sitting up there on the interview talking about, have you ever had a driver's license? He said, I don't remember. I have had a permit. Now you're in the courtroom. Now you've made an appointment to go get your permit. You said he needs a literacy test.
He's working on it so that he can take advantage.
He's getting his permit at damn 45.
As you say, this court does want help. Absolutely. And with that, because my client was in an accident, and I haven't seen the medical records, but because of some of the things it could be, I don't know. But sometimes our memories get a little foggy. Now, am I going back to 1999? No, I'm not. But I'm just saying that I'm saying from this day forward, he is working diligently to take the steps necessary to procure this driver's license so he can take advantage of the generous offer. Thank you. Yes.
She said, thank you. Okay, let's see how it turned out.
One additional thing. Ms. Webster-Cox and I need to approach the bench. It may involve Mr. Allen.
Who's Mr. Allen?
Okay. Thank you.
Well, who's Mr. Allen? Oh.
I will give out whatever aid I can.
Okay.
Counsel, you probably didn't know this, and I'm not sure what prosecutors are. He's got a warrant.
No, I did not know.
Yes, he has a warrant for his arrest.
It just keeps getting worse and worse. See how you see what I'm saying? Like, it just gets worser and worser. Okay, it gets worser and worser all the time. It's not good to lie. Don't lie out here. Pay your tickets on time. Shit, we're not perfect. Everybody's human. You know you need a driver's license out here. How do you get to be 40-something years old? I know someone said one leg said you don't need it till you get caught, but I'm just saying, y'all, what person in their 40s needs to wait till you get caught to get a driver's license? I'm just loving this. Is Mr. Allen actually Mr. Corey Harris? Does he have an alias or something out here? And look at the sheriffs here. They look like they are about their business. They are not playing. Okay. They're not playing with sir. Okay. Let's hear that. I'm trying to figure out who is Mr. Allen. You can't breathe. This was funny, wasn't it? She said, who's Mr. Allen?
I will give out whatever aid I can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, who's Mr. Allen? Oh.
I didn't get it. Did you guys hear who Mr. Allen was? Is Mr. Allen Mr. Harris? Let me see. Is there a plot twist? Corey Harris, Michigan man who appeared in court for a suspended license case while driving via Zoom, is back in police custody after he was found to never have had a license his entire life and had a bench warrant for his arrest. Detroit is working for you and delivers breaking news. Okay, Fox 2 Detroit working for us. Okay. What I want to know is who was Mr. Allen? Who's Mr. Allen?
I will give out whatever aid I can.
Okay.
Counsel, you probably didn't know this.
Yeah, but they said his name is Corey Harris. His name is Corey Harris. So Corey Harris is really Mr. Allen. We might have to look up this case and see what's going on. What they actually booked him up under was the bench warrant. He had a 9-year-old warrant for his arrest. And counsel was like, what? Okay. Yes, that is the real Ponytail Esquire. Okay. Sis is a baddie though. She tried. She came out like, and what about it? Trying to fight her case. She did, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
No, I did not know.
Oops. Do you imagine any of our lawyers in the house? You got a damn viral ass video. This man is out here doing the most. He didn't even have a driver's license. And then they lay you with the smackdown on top of, oh, our sis is back. Sorry about that, boo-boo. Then they lay you down with the smackdown of, oh, and by the way, sir has a warrant out for his arrest. Okay, we're going to take him in. Did you know? Oh my God, Your Honor, I did not know. Wow. He would be getting a hellified bill for me. Look how she looked at him. Do you see how she looked at him? He gave a fake name. He gave a fake name, y'all. Baby, it's getting worser and worser. Ooh, child. Cheese. Okay. Baby. Okay, let's run it just a couple seconds back. Hold on. Look at her face. Look at her eyes. It's like, sis, and you're all over the news. You're all over the place, baby. Did you see what I'm going to show you when this is over. We're not going to listen to the whole. If you want to see the interview, did we watch the interview? Okay, hold on. You saw the interview, didn't you? And she has on the black pleather top. She looked real cute. Yeah, they were doing interviews.
24th District Court.
Okay.
The shocking thing about him, for a driver while license suspended, that he didn't take care of.
Okay. Well, like I said, he wants to handle.
So
He's dedicated to that.
Is that, and it's a valid warrant. I happen to be within their radius of pickup. Now, having said that, I don't know if they will be.
Okay.
I will say that when what should have happened, I'm not going to go through and try to figure out whether it did happen. But when he was arrested, when he turned himself in on my revocation of bond, upon being released, he should have been apprised, warned and released to go take care of him. I don't know whether he was. I really don't care whether he was or not. All I know is that was back at mid-May, and it hasn't been taken care of. And it's still valid. I was hoping maybe that somebody was going to try and take care of it because, as I'm sure you may know, they would have been done. So much so that part of my delay in getting out of here was to make sure that it was valid. I had my staff running right before I came out. So that if it had got taken care of and in, then fine, we were okay and I didn't need to deal with it.
Right.
But it's still there.
Okay.
So
will July 17th work as a new date? Come back, because as I understand it, he is right now not licensed. So if he goes in on Thursday, gets his permit, he's got to drive for at least 30 days. Apparently he knows how to do that part. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's the nonstop jokes for
He knows how to
me.
do that part, but then he's got to go back, take the test.
Right.
And then he can do that. He may be able to accomplish it in that time, that 45-day period. If not, I mean, council, I just wanted to have a license.
We all want the same thing. One moment. So the 17th, it may not be me, it'll be another attorney from my office who can do it, because I'm in trial.
I don't want that.
You want me?
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
thank you.
you'll never hear me say that.
Ooh, is the judge flirting?
I don't want to go through this whole, you understand.
Right.
I know
no,
he was-
get it.
okay,
So
I'm
I
gonna-
started trial on the 15th and
I mean, okay, all jokes aside, I'm sure it came out the way it came out, but he did take a moment in the court's time to compliment her dress, that she looked at it real
August 7th
nice.
at 1 o'clock, or it would be at 9 a.m.
Okay,
I will set it at 9. We will set an invite now that we have your.
okay.
Okay, and then I just need one moment to talk to my client. He wanted to tell me.
I need a minute to talk to my client. I'm gonna cuss him out right quick, okay? I need you to call your wife and tell her that I'm gonna need $3,000 in the next 48 hours if you want me to continue. You want to get back out on these streets? She looks very nice. Yes, absolutely. Look, you better I need you to call your wife right now. And I need you to tell her that this is going to cost double. This is absolutely, I was not prepared for this. The price that I quoted you was to be here today. If you want me to come back, you're going to have to handle that business and sell PayPal or Cash App me ASAP. Or else we're dropping the case and I'm not going to bond you out. Do you understand? Does the judge have Beijing in his hair? The judge got some damn Beijing in his hair.
Yes, it is. Okay, August 7th at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. I'm going to take it into custody on the warrant. The other question that I have is, and the way I look at the warrant is, the fund is, it's like $500.
Ooh.
Okay.
Two things. First, I don't know whether or not they'll come get him.
Right.
If they don't come and get him, we'll release him. We're not going to hold him. If they are going to get him and he's going to be held, the only question I would have for you, counsel, is do you want me to set a nominal on this when he gets credit, or do nothing and not worry about it? I'll leave that up to you.
Okay, that will be, but absolutely, I want him to be able to get full credit for anything that is necessary.
So let's do it this way. If he's not, so I'm gonna take a minute. If for whatever reason, he's not released tomorrow, call my office and I will set a nominal amount
Okay,
on it rather than do it right now so that he has to deal with two things. So that you're also clear. Part of the reason I'm also doing this is because I think he was warned and released, didn't take care of it. And secondly, this has been out there for 9 years.
well, I did not know about it, Your Honor, okay?
Counsel, there is not a doubt in my mind that that's true. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I go to the bank on that one because I know you would have taken care of it.
Yes.
All right.
It's going to be taken care of today. His wife is here and it will be taken care of. So I will absolutely call your office tomorrow to see call the court to see the status of it. Ooh, you're going to take care of this.
All right.
Okay, that's what we're going to do.
We'll see you in August.
Okay, thank you.
Look at the press. You see the hold on. You see the press in the court? Sis has some gear for her iPhone with a microphone. You don't need look. This is what I'm saying. Sis has the gear. She has a grip. It's called a grip on her iPhone. Do you see this? Any of you guys who are new to this? You can get a grip. Do you see my cursor? You can get a grip right here down at the bottom of your screen. You can get a grip around your iPhone. That helps you hold it steady. And they also have what's called a soft shoe mount. You put your soft shoe mount and you got your little good mini mic and you're in business, okay? Before you start investing a whole bunch of money in gear, you can invest a little bit in accessories that are all available on Amazon to make yourself look like a professional, okay? As you are learning and you're deciding how much money do I really want to invest in this. So I'm gonna say it like that, okay? And look at that. And also still be courtroom ready. That could be a blogger. That could be a news person. We don't know. You see the news folk have their microphones right there. They're filming, but they've got their microphones positioned so they could hear everything. They should have put one up there by the judge, quite frankly. But those are just things that I noticed just because I do this. But I just want to point these things out to you guys who have an interest in this aspect of YouTube, is that you don't always, you don't always have to go and drop $5,000 or $10,000 and invest a lot. You can start with what you have, and there's lots of accessories out here to make it do what you need for it to do and optimize what you currently have. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Let me show you this last little bit. Do you see sis? Sis was over here all that time. He never said he had a warrant. He never told ma'am he really didn't have a driver's license. I don't know if that's considered a good or bad client or not.
Well, tonight, a man who became a meme after a viral court appearance in Ann Arbor.
That's not a good client, but who am I? Let me show you guys when they sat and did the interview. Let's call it out, you guys. Okay, let's just, since we're doing this backwards anyway, let's just start right here. And the judge called him out for doing the interview on WXYZ, and this is that interview. Let's get into it, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. And we're gonna come back and do Shirley Strawberry in a little while. Okay.
Township. That now infamous hearing was just last month. Tonight, 7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig tells us Harris believes he's paying an unfair price for an honest mistake.
It has literally been pure OD hell.
Pure OD
I've been
hell.
assaulted. I've been followed. I've been laughed at. I've been ridiculed. I have been disrespected.
Corey Harris is planning to appear back in an Ann Arbor courtroom Wednesday with a new defense attorney, Dion Webster Cox.
Dion got her makeup done. Do you see how she is stunning? Okay. Ma'am got her makeup professionally done. That's a professional beat. Okay.
Courtroom Wednesday.
Look at this.
With a new defense attorney.
Look at sis. Sis said, "Oh, we're doing an interview. Call my makeup artist. Let's handle this." Sis got a professional beat on that day. She's
Dion
very
Webster
pretty.
Cox.
My client doesn't want to go out here breaking the law. He's a law-abiding citizen. So now that we know what's going on, we're taking the steps to go forward to correct the problem, to put him in a situation where his license is in proper order.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So
I'm sorry. I don't believe the doctor's office scenario. I think sir is full of shit. After hearing everything of what we just heard, sir is full of shit. Ma'am better just go ahead, get her coins, handle that business, and separate herself from this client because he's no bueno.
So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Harris said he was driving to take his wife to the doctor because her medical condition was worsening. But when the judge could see Harris was driving during that virtual hearing for driving on a suspended driver's license, Harris's bond was revoked. He spent 2 days in the Lawndes County jail, and the video spread across the internet like wildfire.
I don't even go on the internet anymore. I deleted my Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter. I deleted everything.
Harris said he had no idea he was driving on a suspended license back in October when he was first ticketed by Pittsfield Township Police. He thought the suspension that was tied to unpaid child support had been lifted 2 years ago. What was your reaction when he told you, so you have a suspended license?
I looked at him like, you got to be joking, because all of this was supposed to have been taken care of already.
Court records show a judge ordered that.
On top of all of that, to the judge's point, you never had a license in this state, sir. So what are you talking about? So that is a whole lie. You are making people believe that people made a mistake and you're a victim, but you never even had a driver's license to begin with. So what is you talking about?
That suspension lifted in January 2022, but a spokesperson for the Secretary of State said they never received a clearance from the friend of the court. No one from the friend of the court responded to my calls last week, but today a representative.
So I had to look up friend of the court in Michigan. There's kind of like it's a public entity that is kind of a bridge between the public and the court system, specific to family court and things of that nature. The reason why it's tied to family court and they're discussing that is because Sir was behind on child support. He's a bum, y'all. My court is adjourned and I think Sir is a bum and he got caught out there like bums do. Okay. And he was doing the most and not handling the least, including one of the most important things as a man, taking care of your children, at least sending a check to the woman or the person. We don't know what's going, you know what I'm saying? We don't know where the kids are, but at the end of the day, at least sending that check. Okay. So this is clearly someone who does not handle their business, as Miss Dionne Webster Cox would say.
Representative for Saginaw County's chief judge did respond and said the clearance was never sent to the Secretary of State because Harris did not pay the license clearance fee to their clerk's office.
Never told me a thing. That's all they said was that they would be sending me some paperwork in the mail. And here it is, 2024. And I just received the paperwork that they were supposed to send me 2 years ago.
Friend of the court.
Right.
They never said you had to pay a fee or anything.
No.
Right now, he needs to go to the he has an appointment with the Secretary of State Thursday. So Thursday he's going. Let's get this in order.
In Southfield, Kimberly Craig, 7 News, Detroit.
Okay, Kim, thank you.
Okay, Kim, thank you. Thank you, Detroit. Detroit, stand up. We know that this is not representative of no Detroit. This is just a fool out here being a fool. This is just a case of, it's just another case of a bum. Okay. Has nothing to do with anything Girl Legion Jr. Stop it. Would you stop? I guess the Secretary of State handles things of a licensing nature. They called it the SOS office. Any of our Detroit folk could explain. You know how every state's different. They handle their bodies different. Yeah. And maybe it's SOS that distributes driver's license. Maybe they don't have a DMV there. Maybe it's SOS because they called it. You saw that office. It said Secretary of State SOS. So maybe they don't have a Department of Motor Vehicles. It might just be SOS. Okay. I don't know. We'd have to look up and see how Michigan operates. We don't know. The fact that he has a wife, baby, yes. Having a wife is a privilege. It's a responsibility. You're not taking care of your kids. I know you're not taking care of that wife, right? She probably taking care of him low key. She probably gets the check. Okay. Yes. SOS. Sis been doing a little bit of her research. I've been on this case for a couple of days. Yes. Okay. Y'all, another thing I did want to give an update on, which I don't know if we really don't have time right now. But do you guys recall Kadejah? Is it Kadejah Brown? Yes, Kadejah Brown. Do you guys remember her? Kadejah Brown, just to give you a quick update. Do we have time to go to the video? Let's see. Maybe we do. Hold on. We covered this on Love, Lies, and Lace Fronts. This was almost like a year ago. I'm sure when I show you her picture, you're gonna know who she is. Do y'all remember Kadejah? Do y'all remember the lady who her and her husband were live on Facebook and they got into it and she ended up shooting her husband on Facebook? He ended up unalive. And so 1 year later, a woman charged with killing her husband in Lawndes County pled guilty to second-degree murder. Kadejah Brown pled guilty. It all happened on live, so there was really no reason to draw out the case unless she was trying to find an extenuating circumstances. Kadejah Brown pled guilty on Friday morning to shooting her husband, Jeremy Brown, 28, March of 2023. The shooting was captured on video and shown on social media. Prosecutors said she killed her husband when he tried to leave their apartment during their argument. She received a 40-year sentence. She is set to serve 34 years, and the remaining years will be under supervision. Sis is, let's see what they have to say.
Your
Let's see if
local
we can.
feed giant has great sales.
Hold on. Let me wait till the commercial's over. Look at all the sales in Mississippi at Food Giant.
I'm from the mother of a man killed by his wife on Facebook Live.
That crime happened in Columbus, and it is also there where we found out this afternoon the wife's punishment.
I couldn't watch this channel on a regular basis because it's the police lights in the background for me.
For that crime.
Let's go live to WTVA's Jake White, who was in the courtroom when the judge handed down her sentence.
The crime happened in March of last year. The guilty plea and punishment happened today. Now, the woman that you see on your screen right now, that is Kadejah Brown, the woman from Columbus who shot and killed her husband, Jeremy Brown, on Facebook Live. Yeah, you heard me right. Facebook Live. She pleaded guilty to second-degree murder before a more than 90-minute sentencing hearing this afternoon at the Lawndes County Courthouse. Kadejah Brown took the stand during the hearing and was noticeably upset. She told the court she did not mean to shoot her husband in the head. Circuit Judge Michelle Easterling reviewed the Facebook Live video that went viral last year, then sentenced.
It didn't go viral. It happened live. Like it happened. I guess it did go viral, but it happened live. That was on live stream.
Kadejah Brown to 40 years in prison with 6 years suspended. The victim's mother watched as her son's killer found out her punishment.
Her mom was crazy too. Mom was egging him on. Her mom, right?
I feel justice has been served. I'm very happy.
And the cheekbones. I feel sorry for this lady to lose her son in such a manner. Miss Teresa Thompson, that's very, very sad.
Happy, and just glad it's all over. Try to have some type of closure and try to move forward.
We have Jeremy, who was a hardworking man, worked a 9 to 5, provided for his family, took his family to church. In this case, it was so senseless, just out of that emotional state of being angry, to take him away from his family. It was very disturbing, and this was a very emotional case.
We learned in court the defendant's 4 children were at home when she killed her husband.
They were waiting for spaghetti. Mom was in the kitchen. Mom and the wife were cooking. Sir came home with some shenanigans. He did not deserve what he got at all. He came home, was tired of hearing that yip yap, sis was yapping. Sir was trying to leave. Ma'am got mad. They had a tumultuous relationship. You could see on Facebook. Nothing justifies what she did whatsoever. But they were with the shits a little bit as a couple. I just don't think he planned or thought that ma'am would do what she did. And I think she was a little bit caught up, but she still has to be responsible for what she did. The kids were home. This was a young married couple and they had 4 kids, navigating, I think, a very serious relationship, having a family, everything. And they were a little bit with the shits. Unfortunately, when you start introducing firearms and things as a way to resolve things within a relationship, somebody is going to get hurt. Is, all that threatening or play. Firearms are not for play at all. Once you put a firearm in your hand, the intent is the intent. You know what I'm saying? You don't play with that. That's my take on firearms. If I got that thing in my hand, I got my hand with that thing in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for play. And having a dispute with your husband and thinking that that's something you need to have in your hand, that was not a good outcome for anybody.
And now she'll spend 30 years behind bars away from them for a killing that she says was an accident. Live here in Columbus, Jake White, WTVA 9 News.
I mean, when you get your carry or you get your license, I mean, that is an understanding that you need to have, that is, if you're going, you don't want to be a firearm owner and play like you don't think you're going to ever use it. I think you hope to not ever have to use it. But understand, you put that thing in your hand, there's an intent to stop whatever's coming at you, right? Having that in your hand at the moment of having an argument with your husband, to me, or anyone in general, saying, I didn't mean for this and I didn't mean for that to happen. You meant for it when you grabbed it. So I think she got what she deserved. I think it played out, and she got what she needed. And I feel sorry for the mom and the kids. It's awful. It's an awful, awful outcome. Yeah, I'm sure at a certain point she probably wishes that she would have never done that. But the unfortunate thing is she did. So she's got to deal with the repercussions of that. Is that Sir is dead and her husband and baby father is dead and the kids have a mom in jail and dad is gone. So it's awful. Anyway, guys, yeah. But look, justice was served. We got to see some outcomes today. The news that we talked about earlier is that court has been set for Nesto and Ericka in October. I think it was, let me go back to my calendar. October 2nd at October 2nd. I have to set the time. I think it was 9:30. I think it was 9:30 in the morning. Go back to the beginning. We'll talk about it again when I come back. And then Ericka has a court date on the 24th of June. And Nesto has court on the 27th, which that's divorce court. That is. So, okay, let me update that. Okay, so October 2nd is the final plea, and I guess trial date will be set. So just get that on your calendar. It's on mine. But for this month, right now, what we have facing us is it 2 weeks from today? Nesto will be in divorce court. I guess I'm going to put up a poll when I come back. I'm going to put up a poll on my community wall. Do you think that they're going to get proper service documented to the file? Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. Thank you for gifting a friend, Kimmy. Thank you, boo. If you just got gifted by Kimmy, please go ahead and put some dem folks in that chat. Thank you so much to our new member. It's my turn 24/7, and that's on per. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Do you guys think that adequate service is going to be able to be documented to the docket so that divorce court can go as planned 2 weeks from today? We're going to want to know. So stay tuned and be alert for that. Make sure if you're new here, set your notifications to all so you can be notified. I'm going to put that poll up shortly, and we're going to keep our eyes on that over the next week, because if by this time next week, what we're going to see is what happened last time, court will probably be canceled. Okay. Will Shirley's lawyer have service perfected and documented? I hope so, or else we won't have court in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. Is it today? Let me see. Is that the 27th? Today is the 6th. Yes. 3 weeks. Excuse me. It's 3 weeks from today. They have time. They still have time. So 2 weeks from today, that thing better be documented. They have 2 more weeks. So we'll see. Is Shirley's lawyer handling that business? And then 2 weeks from Monday, we will see Ericka King going back to court. Okay, guys, that's it for right now. Bougie Gang, I hope you enjoyed your lunch. Lunch was, we moved around a little bit. We moved around for this lunch, and I'm glad. We'll come back. Yeah, 21 days. My bad. I was looking at the calendar, and it looked like 2 weeks, but it's actually 3 weeks. My bad. So 3 weeks from today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed lunch. Make sure to hit the thumbs up for me. Otherwise, let me drop some coins on you guys. These coins are for everybody. You guys, I don't have coins on this one. Let's see. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. I'll be back and we'll talk about the Shirley Strawberry calls. Okay. And you guys have a good afternoon. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys. Take care. Oh, it was dessert. Okay. Okay. Sensible Creations. Guys, you guys are awesome. Okay. You guys take care. You love it here. I love you guys here. Do you know that? Absolutely. I know we got to do a tech talk because you guys said you wanted it. I have to show you guys some of my cameras. So, and I mean, and I'm talking about from a grab and go, easy to use, if you want something to point and shoot kind of thing. Nothing elaborate. I'm a gadget girl too, in case you didn't know. I love a good gadget. So, I will show you what I use in my shenanigans of this internet. Okay. First of all is my phone. That's number one. That's like my number one piece of equipment, but I'll show you a good range of some things to get you started. Okay, guys, you guys take care. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be back later. Okay.